Haiti is a constitutional republic with a multi-party political system. During the year, the country was in an extra-constitutional situation. Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who acted as head of state and head of government, was appointed by President Jovenel Moïse 3 days before Moïse's death in July 2021, and was later installed by the Council of Ministers after Moïse's death. Henry was not confirmed by Parliament as required by the Constitution, due to the absence of a parliamentary quorum. The most recent presidential elections took place in 2016, and the most recent national legislative elections took place in 2017. International observers considered the elections free and fair. In January 2020, the terms of the majority of the parliamentary members expired because the country did not conduct elections in 2019. Only 10 elected senators of 30 remained in the upper house, while the lower house had no elected members. As a result, Parliament was unable to reach a quorum and ceased to function. Nearly 400 unelected mayors continued to serve at the pleasure of the executive. Due to widespread insecurity and a prolonged political impasse related to the extra-constitutional situation, little progress was made towards planning the overdue legislative or presidential elections. The Haitian National Police, an autonomous civilian institution led by a Director General under the authority of the Minister of Justice and Public Security, is responsible for maintaining public security. The Haitian National Police includes police, corrections, fire, emergency response, airport security, port security, and Coast Guard functions. The Ministry of Justice and Public Security, through its Minister and the Secretary of State for Public Security, provides oversight to the Haitian National Police. The Superior Council of the National Police, chaired by the Prime Minister, provides strategic guidance. The Superior Council includes the Director General and the Chief Inspector General of the Haitian National Police, the Minister of the Interior, and the Minister of Justice and Public Security. Civilian authorities at times did not maintain effective control over the security forces. There were reports members of the security forces committed abuses. Significant human rights issues included credible reports of unlawful or arbitrary killings, torture or cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment by government agents, harsh and life-threatening prison conditions, arbitrary arrest and detention, serious problems with the independence of the judiciary, serious abuses in a conflict, including widespread civilian deaths or harm, enforced disappearances or abductions, torture, and physical abuse, inability of citizens to change their government peacefully through free and fair elections, serious government corruption, lack of investigation of and accountability for gender-based violence, substantial barriers to accessing sexual and reproductive health services, trafficking in persons, crimes involving violence and threats of violence targeting lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or intersex persons, and existence of some of the worst forms of child labor. The government rarely took steps to identify, prosecute, and punish government and law enforcement officials who committed abuses or engaged in corruption, and civil society groups alleged widespread impunity regarding these acts. Gang violence continued at high rates in the Port-au-Prince metropolitan area. Some gangs allegedly received support from political and economic elites. Kidnappings for ransom by armed gangs increased and affected all parts of society. Armed gangs were also responsible for armed conflicts resulting in killings, brutal attacks on citizens, targeted instances of sexual violence, mutilation of human remains, widespread displacement, and the destruction of homes and property.